Hey guys, sorry for the delay in the vids. I lent my camera out to my sister, and if any of you have sisters, you know how long it can take to get things back. But either way, I have it now. Time for Volume 7. Okay, I'll be doing a few videos in the next couple days because I got a lot of topics I want to touch on, and because of the delay, not a lot to do. So I'm going to start off with the first request I got from Delil Joe, hope I pronounced that right, about the Montreal Canadiens. He wanted to know just my thoughts on them right now, and Montreal as a team, well, as many of you know, the controversy with Alex Kovalev told not to come on the road trip. I don't know what's up with that, but something's got to be done because they're tanking. And the thing I don't like about this is everyone is ragging on Carey Price. Well, he's tanking, he's not doing good, he's causing the whole team to crumble. As everyone knows, you never blame the goalie because it's the team in front of him that is bombing right now, specifically in Montreal's case, why they are playing so terrible. It's hard to be an elite goalie when you're getting scoring chance after scoring chance, because the thing people can't differentiate between, and it drives me nuts, is shots on goal versus scoring chances. Because a team can have 35 shots, and that seems like a lot, but for all you know, those could just be dump-ins that hit the net. But in Montreal's case, if you actually watch the games, a majority of the chances the other team's getting are point blank in the slot. Pass, cross-ice pass, one-timers. Carey Price has no chance on these. Do I think Carey Price is a real deal? Yes, I do. I called it when I saw him, when he made his debut for Montreal. I said if anyone's going to break Juan Broder's records, it's going to be this guy, and I still believe that today. Not going to touch on this forward because I got a lot to go through, but yeah, Carey Price, not his fault. Lay off of him. Alright, I have another request. This one's from KingsFan31. He wanted me to talk about the LA Kings goaltending situation. Now, my thoughts on this: who the hell is Jonathan Quick? Where did this guy come from? He's like playing amazing, don't get me wrong, but I never can get sold on guys like this. Anyone remember Jim Carrey? How about Roman Turek? But that being said, he is playing great. He is playing up to the standards of a star #1 goaltender. And considering the team he has in front of him is very young and inexperienced, it's very impressive. But I'm going to reserve judgment on this guy until I see what he does after a season or two in the Kings net. As far as I'm concerned, I still think 4 or 5 years from now, Jonathan Bernier will be the Kings starter, and I think this guy has potential to be a super elite goalie in the NHL. Bad terms there. But either way, Erzberg was playing good, but he got hurt. But he's another guy in the same situation as Quick. Kind of came out of left field. I'm not sold on any of them. LaBarbera, they moved. Relying on two goalies who haven't proven anything anywhere, really, to me, is just a silly move. But so far, it's paying off for them. And a couple other people were saying that the Kings have a chance to make the playoffs. Should they make a couple moves to get there? No! No one expected LA to make the playoffs this year. The fact that they're playing as good as they are is great. It's a bonus. If they make the playoffs, great. Extra revenue for them, extra confidence. But the whole thing with the Kings is they're a rebuilding team, and they're rebuilding very successfully. Just look at their defense. For the age and the skill, it's ridiculous. If they were to move any prospects or any picks now, it would be a waste, because they don't have a chance at winning the Cup this year. So that's being that. On to my next topic. Is something a lot of you probably didn't even notice happened. I was watching the Flyers-Rangers game Sunday afternoon, and there was an insignificant moment in the game that not a lot of people probably caught on to, but I did, and I thought it was a great move by John Stevens, the Flyers coach. Now, Flyers were running away with the game. They were just handing the Rangers their ass in the second period, and then the Rangers get riled up. What do to spark the team? They send out Colton Orr. Alright, go out there and fight somebody. So who did the Flyers send out? Riley Cote. Now, what happened? Nothing. Riley Cote did nothing, which is what you should do in this situation. He didn't fight Orr. He just let Orr cross-check him, mouth him, whatever, and Orr ended up taking a penalty out of it, and the Flyers got a power play out of it. Now, I like this move because from the Rangers' standpoint, if Orr fights Cote, that gives them momentum. It gets them back in the game. It gives them a boost of energy. That's exactly what the Flyers don't want when they're starting to run away with a game. Not to mention there's a risk Cote could get hurt. Like, he's a tough guy, but there's always a chance. So a lot of people really didn't like this move. They said it was a pansy move. They said it was a waste of time. Well, no, it wasn't. No one gets hurt out of it. The Flyers got a power play, and the Flyers ultimately won the game. I'm failing to see how anything that happened on that play was bad or wrong. Now time for Slapsticks Heroes and Zeros of the Week. My first hero was kind of an obvious choice. Mike Green of the Washington Capitals. 8 straight games with a goal by a defenseman. That is just insane. It's one of those accomplishments that no one really thinks about until someone actually gets near it. And when you think about that in retrospect, there's a majority of the leagues in defense in the league don't even get 8 goals in a season. This guy did it in 8 straight games. Hero number 2, Ilya Kovalchuk of the Atlanta Thrashers. Now, I'm not personally a fan of this guy, but it's hard to argue against what he's done this week. He scores the hat trick, scores 2 goals the next game, and he's just been tearing it up. Now, it's kind of almost a situation where he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, but he's doing it at an abnormal pace. You can't argue with production, which is exactly what they need of him. Atlanta's a floundering team. A lot of people say, well, Kovalchuk, he likes being on a team that loses because then there's no pressure. Well, if that's true, why is he scoring at this pace? They're in the John Tavares sweepstakes, yet he's trying to bring the team up, and because of that, they're winning. Kovalchuk is the heart of the team, and he's playing like it, so that's why he's my second hero. Now for my zeros. First one, again, as a Red Wings fan, pains me to say this, Chris Osgood. Now, I didn't like the fact that they brought him back for another year. I love Ozzy, I love what he's done for us, but he's way past his prime. When they picked up Conklin, I thought, that's great. Conklin's the starter. Osgood gets, 20, 25 games a year. Everything's great. Well, that's not the case because Babcock's playing him more and Osgood is playing like crap. Did anyone else see the game against Colorado? A 6-5 loss. And the goals were just atrocious. Like, there's bad, there's questionable, and then there's just garbage. Detroit should have walked away with that game, let alone lose 6-5. When a team in the NHL scores 5 goals with the defense like Detroit, that should be a blowout. It shouldn't even be close. But again, the way Ozzy's playing, it's not good. Please, Mike Babcock, if you're watching, play Conklin. Please. And my second zero isn't a hockey player at all. Well, at least not anymore. Mike Milbury. Has anyone listened to this guy talk when he commentates games or at the intermissions? I swear to God, he's half retarded. Not trying to offend anyone here, but the whole Riley Colton Orr incident, he ranted for 5 minutes calling Cote a pansy, a wuss, a sissy. I'm like, Riley Cote, you're calling Riley Cote a sissy. He's not a sissy, he's smart. And I'm not going to get into all the specifics about Mike Milbury, besides running the Islanders into the ground single-handedly, but I don't even want to talk about this guy anymore. He's an idiot. He pisses me off. And lastly, for you Canadian fans, I'd just like to ask for a favor. Many of you know through CBC they have this thing going on called Craft Hockeyville, where they vote for the ultimate hockey town in Canada. And right now, one of the ones up for nomination is just outside of Kitchener, where I live, called Woolwich Township, also Elmira. Now, I drove through there the other day, and their dedication is just insane. Every other house has some sort of massive hockey decorations on the front. They've got like mannequins playing hockey on their front lawn. The bridal shop even had jerseys over top of the display dresses. It was just absolutely insane to see it. So for any of you out there, go to cbc.ca and vote for Woolwich Township as the 2009 hockey bill.